What's up, everybody? I'm Mesa Windu. Today we're going to be looking at the Ahsoka trailer. We're going to watch it first because I'm not. So I enjoy reacting to stuff for the first time, and I understand that there's a lot of emotion and a lot of excitement. But one thing I really try and take care and do is I try and listen to as much as I can the first time around, and if I want to talk and pause, I usually wait until the second time around. I'm one of those guys, so I might not be. I mean, I'll react. I'll go, oh my god, like I'll do stuff like that. I've heard that this trailer is no, I have not seen it. We're getting ready to watch it now. I've heard that this trailer is peak. Be honest with me. Am I right to assume that it is? Before we check, am I right to assume that it is? Okay. All right. We're going to check it out right now. I don't want to keep you guys waiting. Make sure you guys like and share the stream. We're going to be talking about it afterwards. I never get to do a live reaction like this, so this is a lot of fun. I pulled it up already. I heard it was very good. I'm very excited. Let's go. All right, let's go. All righty. Oh, shit.
War is inevitable. One must destroy in order to create. We are no Jedi.
What the?
I started hearing whispers of Thrawn's return as heir to the Empire.
What happens when we find Thrawn?
Power, such as you've never dreamed.
Rip.
I spent
A-Wings.
most of my life fighting a war. That's why I'm trying to convince you to help me prevent another one.
Mother.
You and I both know who could help you with this.
She's still just as stubborn as ever.
I bet your master found you
Rebels
difficult
epilogue.
times.
Anakin never got to finish my training. I
Ooh.
walked away from him, just like I walked away from Sabine.
You never made things easy for me, Master.
As a Jedi, sometimes you have to make the decision no one else can.
Holy sh.
But I'm counting on you to see this through.
Ah.
Nice haircut. Sometimes we have to do what's right, regardless of our personal feelings.
Buckle up.
New outfit.
If we don't stop Thrawn, everything.
There he is.
You have no power.
What the? Hold. Okay, I'll be.
Highly of you.
Yeah, he's a former Jedi. Oh my god.
Discuss my past.
We have a lot of work to do.
Once a rebel, always a rebel.
Freaking hell, dude. What the okay, a lot I got questions. Okay. All right. Holy sh. All right. Okay. All right. Let's watch it again. Hang on.
War is inevitable.
All right, this is Balin.
One must destroy in order to create. We are no Jedi.
So okay, all right. I have so much to ask.
Of Thrawn's return as heir to the Empire.
What happens when we find Thrawn?
Power, such as you've never dreamed.
What are they after? All right, so I'm guessing here they're going to yeah, okay. So New Republic slander? New Republic slander? Let me guess what happens. Hera hears from Ahsoka. I think I already see the episode because the New Republic is so hopelessly incompetent. My guess is Hera hears from Ahsoka that shit's getting real, so she manages to secure an audience with Mon Mothma and all the other senators and stuff like that to tell them, hey, there is a literal Grand Admiral in the outskirts of the Outer Rim that could possibly, and there's some rogue Jedi or rogue Force users that are going around attacking attacking Republic transport ships and shit. And my guess is,
Convince you to help me prevent another one.
my guess, I love you, Mon Mothma. I love you, Mon Mothma. But my guess is they don't give them a goddamn thing because that's their MO. Look, we know that there might be this new fleet that's coming, and we know that Thrawn absolutely sauced our asses during the rebellion. But have you considered that? No. Like, freaking hell, dude.
You and I both know who could help you with this.
She's still just as stubborn.
I got questions about this too.
Your master found you difficult at times.
Anakin never got to finish my training. I walked away from him, just like I walked away from Sabine.
You never made things easy for me. Master.
Whoa, I'm not used to... Are their eyes usually that big? I'm not used to their eyes being that big.
Master.
As a Jedi, sometimes you have to make the decision no one else
He looks really good. He sounds
counting on you to
like Ezra. It's insane.
Nice haircut. Sometimes we have to do what's right, regardless of our personal feelings.
All right, I got a part here that I'm really curious about. Hang on, I want to see this.
Feelings.
I like this new outfit. She's wearing... what kind of... Is that just like a pilot outfit? It looks like... I can't tell what kind of... What's that insignia right there on her shoulder? Is that a Purgle? Oh, shit, it is.
Buckle up.
If we don't stop Thrawn, everything.
Look, all I'm saying is this angle. All I'm saying is this angle is not helping him with the Elon Musk allegations. I'm just not... Look, all I'll say is that this particular shot does not make him beat the... I'm not saying he looks bad, but I'm not saying that the Elon Musk comparisons are necessarily incorrect either.
Will be in vain.
I'm sure the moment he starts talking, you'll be like, "Oh yeah, no, this is Thrawn," and he looks like Thrawn. I mean, Lars Mikkelsen.
Everything.
I'm not trying to roast, but like, come on, dog. I'm not trying to roast. He's not big. We need a different like angle of his face because the bottom up angle makes it look like he has. I don't know. He looks great. That's all. Yeah. Okay. So this part right here. What do we mean here? What do we mean here? What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? Are they going to make her... Are they going to do that? I don't know. I know that they kind of like cleverly edit stuff for trailers, but I don't know, man. That looks like a... You know what I see here?
You have no power.
You know what I think? I think this happened first. And I think this happened after that first part. Are they setting up for like a big moment? I'm not saying I like it or not. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I like the prospect. I'm just asking, like, do you think that they're setting that up? I think they might be. You have no power. I could see Shin like egging her on and being like, you ain't shit. And like she's getting her ass beat. And then finally Sabine has her like, I'm the main character moment. She does that with the hands, and then it's Ezra behind her. Wait, this is a wooded area, right?
You have no power.
Keep that in mind. Hang on.
Anakin spoke highly of you.
Yeah, Balin was a former Jedi. I did know that. Oh, was that Vader's?
Anakin spoke highly of you.
Yeah, we're not beating the Anakin's not in this allegations.
We have a lot of work to do.
Once a rebel, always a rebel.
She's fighting that Inquisitor in the same area, right? She is. I'm calling it now, and I'm ready to be wrong. That Inquisitor's Ezra. That Inquisitor's Ezra. This is what they're setting up. Sabine is fighting Shin. Sabine is fighting Shin. It doesn't necessarily mean that Ezra's bad. It just means that I think this is him. It doesn't necessarily mean, I'm not saying, guys, I'm not saying that it's going to be like, excuse me. Oh my gosh. I'm not saying that like this means that Ezra's like losing the hero card. I'm just saying that I could see this big, like an undercover type of situation. Maybe not even undercover. There's just like a bigger picture going on here. Because from what I understand, and hang on, we'll get, I don't know who these droids are. Because she's fought that Inquisitor in 2 different areas. So this tells me that this Inquisitor is going to be a recurring figure. This isn't somebody that she just sees in the desert one day and then she sauces him. Clearly, she fights him enough. We've all seen Ahsoka fight Inquisitors. We've seen her fight the 7th sister and the 5th brother at the same time. She took both of their lunch money. It was like a freaking Pee-wee soccer team going up against David Beckham. And then we saw her go up against the guy from the Star Wars Tales of the Jedi series, and that was like a coughing baby going up against a hydrogen bomb nicknamed Kobe Bryant. So like if this one is good enough to last more than one fight, Ezra wasn't that bad. I'm not saying Ezra. I used to think that Barriss, I guess, is still a. I just don't. I guess it could be. I just don't see it. Like I said, it could be a really deep thing. They could be setting up Thrawn to be this big villain. But it turns out like he could still be a bad guy, but like it turns out that it's not like a typical take over the galaxy thing. It's protecting the galaxy or getting the galaxy ready for XYZ. Call it the Grisk or something like that. I think these like rogue dark side users, I think they're hoping to work with Thrawn. I don't think they're actually Thrawn agents. I don't think they're like effectively working for. I think they're trying to find him because they think that he's the key to XYZ, but I don't know if they're actually working for him. I don't think Thrawn really based on what they're saying.
Power, such as you've never dreamed.
Okay, I take that back. She works for Thrawn. We saw her. Damn, it's been a while since we saw her. But I think that it might be a situation where there's different. Yeah, they're all trying to find Thrawn, but like they have different reasons for finding Thrawn. There was a shot of the Dark Jedi with the yeah, this one right here. Who's she? She's the one that Ahsoka dueled in Mandalorian season 2. She's like the magistrate of that area. Do I think Ahsoka's gonna die? No, I don't think so. If they did, I'd be surprised. And I've been wrong before, so who knows? But I don't think she's gonna die. Yeah, everybody on that Republic ship is taking an L.
Most of my life fighting a war. That's why I'm trying to convince you to help me prevent another one.
You and I both know who could help you with this.
She's still just as stubborn as ever.
I bet your master found you difficult at times.
Anakin never got to finish my training. I walked away from him.
They're totally setting up a reunion between those two.
You never made things easy for me, Master.
I really think, because guys, refresh my memory. What's Sabine's deal with Ahsoka? It's been a while since. What's Sabine's deal? Are they alluding to something that we haven't seen yet? Was there an attempt to? So is the implication that they went to search for Ezra and that they couldn't find him, and so then Sabine kind of like lounged around and did nothing, and during that time do you think Ahsoka was trying to like mentor her? Yeah, because this is something we haven't seen, because the way they talk makes it seem like we're talking like this is I think this is a good thing, because a lot of people were concerned that this was going to live and die by the Rebel subplot, and it meant that people would have to go back and watch it. But if this is alluding to something that we haven't seen, that means that it's going to be explained in the show, and you don't have to watch. So okay, yeah, it's not going to be as reliant on watching Star Wars Rebels as I was afraid. I think there might have been some attempt to. Yeah, I was gonna say because I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen Rebels from the beginning, but I don't remember. I don't remember Sabine and Ahsoka necessarily having a lot of interaction together. I think this came up after. This must have come up after the epilogue of Rebels, or whenever Rebels epilogue takes place. Maybe Ahsoka treated Sabine like a Padawan. It could be an interesting new dynamic where Sabine maybe isn't like training to be a Force user, but is training to be, more proficient in combat or just being a better person in general. And Ahsoka's like her teacher, maybe not like a Jedi teacher, but like just a teacher. But I really do feel like they're kind of setting her up here to be. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. And truth be told, I won't be able to definitively say whether I like it or not until I see how it's done. I will say it would be an insane late bloomer moment because she had several opportunities to wake up that force gene in her. And it would be wild if it was dormant that long just for it to wake up years after like so many big moments in Rebels. Yeah, like I don't think she's force sensitive. I'm calling it now, but it's really weird how they're doing that. That part is just like that's like a hand stretched out using the force type. You have no power. I can see this scene already. I think it's Shin fighting Sabine. And Shin is like absolutely saucing her, and it's gonna look like she has no way out, and then either she's gonna use the Force or Ezra's gonna show up and save them. My money's on Ezra.
Anakin spoke highly of you.
I'm not here to discuss my past.
We have a lot of work to do.
Once a rebel, always a rebel.
First of all, the trailer is amazing. The trailer is incredible. So like that out of the way, you were right. You guys were right when. So my guess is this is gonna be like the cold open. It's gonna be like a bunch of weird hooded people. Thank you for the 70 credits, Joey. Appreciate you. What I think it's going to be like the cold open of the show is going to be this poor Republic ship getting their shit pushed in by these mysterious dark side wielders. They might leave one or two left alive, or they might leave just destruction in their wake. Hera's going to find that destruction or whatever, and she's going to go visit Ahsoka, or Ahsoka's going to find the destruction and visit Hera. Either way. And then Hera's going to try and get the Republic leadership, who gets absolutely nothing done. Word to America. Gets absolutely nothing done. Maybe Mon Mothma manages to pull some strings. But like this is what I'm talking about, right? Because I've spent hours talking about how shit the New Republic is. Because in a lot of ways, in terms of bureaucratically, they do less than the Galactic Republic of old. Like they're less effective than the New Republic, than the old Republic. It's insane to me. So what I think is going to happen is they're going to have like solid proof that Thrawn or some Jedi whatever is like rogue Jedis going around taking out Republic ships, and they're going to throw out this like token resistance, like, oh, we'll up security and this is all we can do for now because the senators disagree, and we need to come together and da, da, da. I love Mon Mothma, but damn man, she had a shit job. That is not a good job. Imagine if she, like this whole idea of, look, and not to get too off base here, but like the whole idea of demilitarizing the New Republic, I totally defend the morals behind it, right? You don't want to end up being like another galactic empire. You don't want to be like the Clone Wars era Republic that had troops on literally every planet. You don't want that memory of people who lived through that reign of terror. I understand that completely. I get it. I get why you would want to. But could you have at least given it like a few more years before you started dying down the military thing? I just don't, I just, like, could you be a little more proactive? Could you be a little more, like, I don't know, decisive about that stuff? Who's playing Thrawn? Elon Musk. Could you be a little more decisive regarding how to deal with threats and stuff like that? You're focused on the warlords, and everybody regularly comes to you and says, hey, there's some shit going down, and we need to figure out a way to do it. I don't know if you got to call in some Jedi. I don't know if you got to call in whatever. Yes, I was joking. It's played by Lars Mikkelsen. You got to do something, right? Like, don't, like, do nothing. If she didn't, there would be no sequel movies. I know, but obviously, like, if she did everything right, the First Order wouldn't have been nearly as successful. Blaming Chuck Wendig for this? Ooh. Yeah, that's a story for another day, isn't that? I didn't hate Aftermath. It's not my favorite book series, but I didn't hate it. I know a lot of people didn't like it. I know a lot of people don't like him, so... but no, like, the whole idea to the whole idea of, like, demilitarizing is one that I would eventually be able to defend and get behind. The problem with it is when you implement it. I feel like maybe instead of, like, a 90% drop in your military, maybe like a 60 or 50% drop, just to keep enough of a presence, just in case there's some sort of resurgence. I know she gave them a grace period. I know she was like, hey, like, get your shit together. We're going to make planetary defense system. I know running a government is hard, okay? I'm not acting like it's not. But you can't thank you. You can't, like, immediately tell everybody to go home afterwards. The Empire still has warlords. Thrawn is still at large. Nobody officially came back and said, hey, Thrawn's dead, by the way. You don't have to worry about him anymore. They were just like, MIA. And the last time we saw him, his Star Destroyer went into hyperspace. Oh, so he could be out there still. Yeah. Gideon's still around. There's still a lot of turmoil. I respect the hell out of the idea of wanting to lessen the footprint of military advancements and stuff like that. And as somebody who loves democracy, I wholeheartedly love that Mon Mothma loves the system of democracy. That being said, she lacked a certain pragmatism that Leia definitely did have. Too drastic of a change. It's the classic example of your heart being in the right place and going way too hard. You know what I'm saying? I love democracy. I love the Republic. I'm assuming this is supposed to be based off of the Weimar Republic. Oh, no, guys. On God, it is the Weimar Republic. It is. The New Republic is the Weimar Republic in a lot of ways. In terms of its incompetence, it is a very progressive government, but they let a lot of stuff grow super complacent. They let a lot of stuff get super, they let a lot of stuff fester. And so by the time something shows up and it's a problem, it's too late. All of a sudden, Hosnian Prime is gone, and the entirety of your last hair of Republic naval power, which all happened to be around Hosnian. I love that, by the way. Absolutely insane. Admiral Sloan was out there. So many Imperial forces were out there. They honestly probably could have came back and made a decent effort before they even became the First Order. All they needed was a spy to tell them, hey, there's like 10 ships in the New Republic Navy, right? Oh, word? We got like 30 Star Destroyers. Let's roll. But obviously, I know why they didn't do it. Oh, wait, Nora Wexley even told them that Sloan escaped? Lovely. Outstanding. No, no. The Navy had more than 10 ships, but based on what they had at the end of the Galactic Rebellion versus what they had probably now, they're probably all like Rent-A-Cops now, dude. They're probably all like Rent-A-Cop level soldiers. There's probably like a decently sized fleet, but there's nothing big enough to really pose a serious threat. If Thrawn were to come back with the fleet that he has, do you really think that obviously, yeah, with the power of friendship, they're going to beat him. But do you guys really think that Thrawn would have a hard time against any rebellion fleet that didn't have a Jedi? Please. Thank you, Thomas. Bunch of mall cops protecting the galaxy. Nah, man, through the power of friendship and the will of the Force, we will prevail. Nah, bro. Give me that rail gun and put it on my ship. That's my answer to that. Hera's fleet. But is Hera in command of an entire fleet? She's a general, but like, how much pull? She still has to ask Mon Mothma for legitimate assistance. I can see it happening. I know, like, I can see it happening. Ahsoka's gonna show up and be like, yo, I think shit's going down. And Hera's going to be like, I concur. I feel like we should raise some forces and like maybe put out like an expeditionary force and see if there's any threats in the near outer rim, because there's a concern that Thrawn could come back and beat the shit out of us. And I'm not saying Mon Mothma is going to be the one to say no, but like the government that she's in charge of, I'm not blaming it all on her, but the government that she's in charge of is going to end up not doing anything. And I can tell by the way that Hera's talking to them.
That's why I'm trying to convince you to help me prevent another one.
I can tell. Look at her face. She's already going to say no. I see it. She's already going to say no. She looks gorgeous, by the way. I can tell by the way Hera's like frantically saying like, hey guys, please don't be dickheads, please. And I can tell by the face that Mon Mothma is making, that's like an I already made my decision face. You know? That's Mon Mothma. Yeah, this is Kaz's dad. One of the Star Wars Star Wars the Resistance character's father. I agree with whatever she says. Yes, Mon Mother. Hera's going rogue with her fleet. I doubt she'll be able... That's the crappy part. I doubt Hera's going to be able to take the entire fleet with her. She might be... What's going to happen is Hera's going to ask for help. They're going to essentially tell her no. Mon Mothma's going to try and make her feel better about them saying no. Did she dye her hair? No, I think she's just older. She also still... It's just a hologram. I can still tell that it's red. And the drip is, as always, immaculate, but that's besides the point. For the Resistance fans out there? Yeah, no, for sure. No, but what I think is going to happen is they're going to have to tell her no, and then Hera's going to take, like, a few ships plus Ahsoka and Sabine, and they're going to go on, recon shit to try and find evidence. This whole show is going to be about them finding proof that Thrawn's about to roll in like Crimson Tide. Well, it's probably like strawberry. There's a better shot of it.
That's why I'm trying to convince.
I think it's just the hologram. I think she's still a redhead. You also got to remember, I think a little bit after the rebellion, like she's getting older, like not old, but like getting older. So you might see some gray in there. So that could also contribute to why her hair doesn't look like straight up red. Rip seeing Alphabet Squad in this show. I mean, we could still... Well, first of all, the movie could still introduce them. The movie that Dave Filoni is going to be directing sounds like they got plans on a level that hitherto undreamt of. We could still see Alphabet Squad. My dark horse is Luke. I think that's a very plausible appearance. Han Solo, plausible. Leia is definitely involved in politics. We could definitely see her. And I'm telling you guys right now, I'm gonna make this picture a little bit bigger so that you guys can see the whites of my eyes. If we don't, I repeat, if I have to see one CGI created OG character instead of finding a person down the street who is capable of giving an empathetic look, I'm going to scream. It is not that hard. Touch them up, do makeup, make them look a little bit more like them than they would naturally. But for the love of God, come on now.
Convince you to help me prevent another one.
She's going to say no.
You and I both know who could help
Like, look what these kids are wearing. Look what these losers are wearing, dude. My guy, like, what are these like medical suits you guys are wearing? Yeah, you're suited up for action against the Galactic Empire, buddy. These guys are dressed up like freaking. Oh, we got Gonk Droid. Wait, who? Wait. Hold on. What's that astromech in the background? What's that astromech back there? Next to Hera's arm. Who's that? Who's that? I can't zoom. It's a video. That's not who I think it is it? No, it doesn't look like R5. The colors look vague enough that it. I hate that they all look the same. You think it's R5? Well, didn't R5 die? No, not the one on Ahsoka, not the one on Hera's left. I'm saying the one on Hera's right. Not the left arm. The right arm in the distance. It might not be R2. I don't think that's R2.
You and I both know who could help you with this.
She's still just as stubborn as ever.
I saw somebody say, like, I was looking at Twitter and I saw somebody say, why didn't she suggest Luke? And I was like, first of all, out of the two characters, which one spent literally 4 seasons with her? Of course she would mention Sabine before Luke. Why would Hera suggest, I know a guy. How about Luke? Yeah, I think she would know him. She met him. But, like, out of the two where she goes, we both know who could help you. I know Hera met Luke, and there's actually a really sweet scene where she goes, you remind me of someone I know, and he was like, I hope that's a compliment, and she goes, it is. And I thought that was sweet, because she was talking about Kanan. But, like, said that was a really sweet. Yeah, she met him before. During the rebellion. I'm wondering why Ahsoka turned her back on Sabine. I just don't know. Like, I feel like Ahsoka is still going through some shit here. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, Sabine is clearly kind of icy with her. I feel like what I think might have happened was maybe Sabine wanted to keep up the search, and Ahsoka's like, we can't. Maybe there was something that went wrong or something. And so Sabine kind of like blames Ahsoka for that. And maybe Ahsoka feels bad about how it went down. And it feels like Sabine is like giving her like the edgy teenager, I'm still mad at you shtick. That's what I think, at least. Sabine would have been going through shit too, losing Ezra, finding out her. Yeah, like, no, like, keep in mind, we didn't see this happen in Star Wars Rebels, but right after Star Wars Rebels ended, like the events of Star Wars Rebels, after Thrawn goes into hyperspace, the Empire comes through and like genocides Mandalore. Do we know? It's entirely possible that her family died during the Great Purge. It's entirely possible. You know what I'm saying? People don't remember that. They're like, well, we haven't really spoken to Sabine since that. That would have been a very traumatic couple of years for her. Her entire world what's left of it got completely destroyed. Hundreds of thousands of Mandalorians died. What if that had something to do with her issues? What if she's like, Ahsoka, all I wanted to do, Ahsoka, I found out my mom died. I found out my brother died. I found out my father died. I found out my entire culture got glassed from existence, which I'm sure you can relate to. And all I wanted to do was find Ezra. And you told me that we couldn't do it. That's a pretty good reason to be mad at somebody. Not fair, but a pretty understandable reason why somebody would be mad. A lot of people thought she was going to show up in Mando Season 3. But, based on... Apparently this happens around the same time as Mando Season 3. Maybe... Probably not, actually, because they didn't do shit against Gideon either. But maybe... because of their preoccupation with everything else going on with the Imperial warlords, they're like, oh, we still need to take out a few pockets of Imperial warlord resistance, and we don't have time to, because we lessened our military by to the length of a kumquat. We are unable to assist you. Part of me thought a Night of a Thousand Tears happened as part of Operation Cinder. It actually happens during the. Doesn't it happen a little, like, it happens in like the middle of the Galactic Civil War, right? Maybe a Gideon cameo through the Council and Ahsoka. It would be cool if they were like, we're still transporting Gideon to. Operation Cinder was essentially Palpatine's rage quit plan. He, as a Sith Lord, Palpatine believed that the Empire didn't deserve to survive beyond him. So if he were to ever die, the Empire should die right after him. He was like the classic example of a toddler that was like, if I can't have my toys, nobody can have my toys. So his plan was to completely destroy the entirety of the Empire, send a select few Imperial officers and troops worthy of who he thought worthy of being Imperial troops that served him, and send them into hyperspace so that they could eventually rebuild the Galactic Empire. And I'm surprised I retained all of that. I'm very proud of myself. It might have happened around Rogue One and New Hope time. I don't remember exactly when it happens. I thought it happened a little bit after Star Wars Rebels, if I remember correctly. It happens not after the epilogue, but it happens after Thrawn gets defeated. I'm pretty sure within like a year after that happens, the Empire rolls in, led by Gideon, who I think, at least at the time, he might have been a Moff at the time. So Sabine was maybe getting trained. What about Jason Syndulla getting trained maybe by Ezra later? I have no comment on Jason Syndulla right now. I have no idea how involved he is in the story. It's entirely possible his father was a Jedi. And while I don't think that it's truly genetic, passing on Force abilities, it probably doesn't hurt that your parent is a Jedi. From what I know, season 4 was like a few months before that. Yeah, it might have been.
Anakin never got to finish my training. I walked away from him, just like I walked away from Sabine.
Like, what does this mean? Like, was she training her to be a... It is and isn't genetics. Yeah, no. Can't wait to see how Ezra's combat progressed without his lightsaber. I feel like Ezra's going to be on some martial arts shit, and it's going to be the coolest shit ever. Can't wait to see how... Yeah. It probably gives you a higher likelihood. Like I said, it probably doesn't hurt to have a Jedi father, and it probably really doesn't hurt to have a Jedi mother and a Jedi father. I feel like that has to give you some semblance of a chance to develop some kind of Force ability. Because it's already rare to have Force potential. It's probably even rarer to have two parents who are Force sensitive. And if both of those parents are strong, it's probably even more of a decent chance that you would develop, It's got to be a little genetic. Yeah, no, I think there's a degree of it to it. And I know a lot of it is just the Force deciding, like, okay, this is who I'm manifesting in. A lot of it is, if you're the chosen one, your kids are inevitably going to have some degree of Force sensitivity. Because Anakin, unlocked all of the Force cheat codes when he was born. Kid is strong. Do we even think Ezra survived? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'd be shocked if he didn't survive. One v one Thrawn. Well, it's entirely possible that while there's so many things that I don't know about this show, which I love. I love that I don't know what's going on. I love how they can show us two different trailers, the second of which is way more comprehensive and understanding the general plot of the story, and we still have no idea what's happening. This is why I don't really I respect people who don't want to watch it. People want to go in completely blind. I love that for them. That's totally fine. But I've never understood the complaint that Star Wars reveals too much in their trailers. At least the Disney era Star Wars. Now, if you go back to the prequel trilogies, they showed everything. Like Episode 3's trailer, you basically saw the movie. With all of the Disney trailers, they showed us a lot, but none of us went in really knowing what was going to happen, The prequel novels came out before the movies. Yeah, also the trailer did too. And the trailer revealed like all of the major plot points. The Lego Star Wars games as well. But no, like the Force, where were we?
You never made things easy for me.
I want that droid.
As a Jedi, sometimes you have to make the decision no one else can.
He sounds
Sometimes you have to make the decision no one else can.
He sounds so good. He sounds so good.
As a Jedi, sometimes you have to make the decision no one else can. But I'm counting on you to see this through.
Nice haircut. Sometimes.
See, this is the other part where the Inquisitor was fighting. I don't know, man. Who is... What do y'all think? What do y'all think, huh? What do y'all think? What y'all thinking? It's Trevor Coleman. Leave. I don't know who this could be, but there's so much focus on this Inquisitor now, because when they first announced it, I was like, this isn't anybody special. It's probably another guy who managed to survive the Purge, and after the end of the Galactic Empire, he never figured out that he was done serving. I think it might be somebody pretty significant. Now, the fifth brother doesn't look like this. Are you thinking of the eighth brother? He has a similar helmet, but he has like different hands and stuff. And I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's Dark Ahsoka. Well, if it's Dark Ahsoka, they did a hell of a job putting all of that shit around her head in that tiny ass helmet. Quinlan? I don't think it's Quinlan either. I think Quinlan's a little more built than that. I think he's a little more wide in the chest. I think Inquisitor Ezra diminishes his sacrifice and the effect Kanan's had on him. Well, what I'm saying is, if it is him, I think it might be deeper than I turned to the dark side and I figured that Thrawn was the way forward. Because, like, no, I think whatever he's doing here is probably some grand scheme. There's a reason they've taken a really long time to bring him back, you know? Quinlan wouldn't have his dreads hidden by a helmet. Yeah, he'd probably do something really classy with it. He'd go like full Jason Momoa. He didn't really walk the line between the light and the dark. He had his moments, but like, I don't see him making a choice like this, especially when there's no Sith to force him to do this. You know what I'm saying? It could be Barriss. It could be. I think Barriss is a decently sized possibility. My money is on Ezra for reasons that I'm not prepared to explain, but Barriss would be if there was ever a time to bring her back after being gone for like 10 years, literally, it would be this, you know? His rejection of Palpatine is one of his greatest moments. Yeah, no, he wouldn't. I don't think he would. If he wore this armor, it wouldn't be to be a bad guy, you know? There's probably a deeper thing going on here. Remember, the Sith aren't a factor anymore by this point. What if it was Jason? That's the fastest growing boy I've seen. Jason Syndulla? That's the fastest growing boy I've ever seen, then, if that's him. Oh, wait, this could be a good point. World Between Worlds is involved, right? In this show? Could this be like a... Oh, fuck. I completely didn't consider that. What if this is like a... Not time travel, but what if it's like a what if thing? What if it's like visions and stuff? I'm not saying like actual alternate timelines. I'm saying like a what if thing. Like a vision that she's getting. Like, what if it's Kanan? Like, what if the dramatic reveal is that it's Kanan or Anakin? Well, I'm not saying it's a what if. I'm saying like, well, in fairness, there's a lot we don't know about the world between worlds. It doesn't look like they're gearing it up to be a simple time travel what if scenario type of situation, but there is a lot that we don't know, and whatever she might see might not be what's actually happened. It's just a can of worms. And anybody who says that there is a definitive definition of what the world between worlds is right now, aside from there's so much we don't know, it is an entity of the Force, and we will never completely understand the Force. The world between worlds is a plot device. It probably isn't time travel. I'm just saying that's a possibility. It's Captain Rex. Tamara Morrison. He gives himself away in the first scene because he starts doing this. By God, it's Tamara! What if it's Starkiller? I made a joke like that and people unironically got mad. I was kidding. But now I kind of want it to be just so people can be mad. It's 3 Yodas stacked on top of each other. Dave wanted to keep his OC alive, so he put time travel in Star Wars. Yeah, let's be real. Like, the whole idea of this is just whatever happens, happens. Let's be real. I feel like that kind of got thrown out of the window when Dave had Ezra pull Ahsoka into the world between worlds from getting killed by Vader. I don't know. I think there is a degree of fate and things you can't change, but I think the world between worlds is one of those things where it's like, if you need it, it's there. I don't think it's like a time travel thing, and I hope they don't explore time travel because, frankly, it shouldn't exist in this galaxy. I think somebody else said it yesterday. I don't think this fandom can be trusted with Star Wars and time travel and alternate universes because there would be an endless cry for getting rid of certain movies, when in reality, all we should really do is look forward to new stories being told instead of undoing everything that's already happened. Yeah, we can't be trusted with an alternate universe. It's bad enough in the MCU. It's bad enough dealing with that in the MCU where it's like, bro, like Secret Wars, what if Wolverine shows up and saves Morbius and he goes, it's Morbin time, and then they go and save, and it's actually like a plausible thing because alternate universes are a thing. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Call me crazy. I think that might be Barris. Shit, I don't know who it is. I will say at this point, though, like, I'll be really disappointed if it's not, like, a really prominent character because the way they're building this Inquisitor up makes it seem like it's somebody that we need to keep an eye on.
Sometimes we have to do what's right, regardless of our personal feelings. Buckle up.
I like that new outfit she's in.
If we don't stop Thrawn, everything.
He looks good. Like I said, it's that downward angle that's not doing him a lot of justice. But like, I think if we get like a correctly angled shot of him, I think he'll look good. Have you guys seen Lars Mikkelsen act in other projects? I know House of Cards is kind of taboo because Kevin Spacey is Kevin Spacey. But Lars Mikkelsen plays the Russian president in House of Cards, Viktor Petrov, who's essentially like fake Vladimir Putin. He's fantastic in that. And I always envisioned him, that's how he would walk around as he's really tall. He's really intimidating. He's really good. Really good actor. I think I like Mads more as an actor, and Mads has frankly done more mainstream stuff, but Lars is no slouch. I think Lars is really good. And his voice is the perfect Thrawn voice.
Will be in vain. You have no power.
Anakin spoke highly of you.
I'm not here to discuss my past.
We have a lot of work to do.
Once a rebel, always a rebel.
Man, they fought like they knew each other.
You have no power.
Anakin spoke highly of you.
This fight's gonna be so cool.
Anakin spoke highly of you.
I'm
I'm so mad and sad that Ray Stevenson died, man. He looked so damn happy to be in Star Wars. I'm literally so mad that he died. I feel so my heart sank when it was announced that he passed away, because I was hoping to God it wasn't true. And he looked so excited talking about the Ahsoka project. He looked so excited to be a part of this galaxy. He took pictures with everybody, and he looked so genuinely happy, or at least as genuinely as you could look on camera. I don't know the man. I didn't know the man personally, but it just sucks when you see somebody who's enjoying life and has no plan. Like with Lance Reddick, he clearly had no plans to not be around the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like, the day before he died, he posted a video of himself and the dogs, like, can't wait to play Destiny, and he passed away the next morning. That shit fucks with me, man. It makes me really sad. And Ray Stevenson, I've known him since Rome, HBO. He was so good in that. Him and Kevin McKay, who's Fenn Rau in Star Wars Rebels, they kicked ass in that show. Lance was so happy. Like, it just sucks, man. It sucks, man. Life is short, guys. Don't take that shit for granted. Anyway, sorry, not to ruin the mood or anything. He's just such a good actor. I hope this does him justice on the way out. Trying to see if I missed anything. All I know is that this Inquisitor fight and Barris's fight with Shin, I think her name is, happens around the same area. So whatever they're battling in, it's probably happening around the same time. I have no idea. But man, that's a good trailer. I don't need to see anything else. And I think people are right when they say that that's probably the best Disney Plus trailer, like, for Star Wars at least, that they've ever put out. So, yeah. If that Inquisitor flies away, I'm quitting life. I will say, and spoilers for Jedi Survivor, but it's not too big of a spoiler because I think it was she was in the trailer for Jedi Survivor. When Ninth Sister uses it, she looked kind of badass. Not gonna lie. When she flies out of the ship that crashed to fight Cal, she looked really intimidating. It might have been because she was huge and really powerfully built, so she looked like a tank that flew in the air. So it might have looked cool because she looked cool. My issue with the helicopter sabers isn't that there are helicopter sabers. I'm aware that Star Wars does silly things, and there are way more silly things than helicopter lightsabers. I like the idea of them as a concept. My issue was that in the episode they first showed up, they did that shit 90 times. I hated it because every single time an Inquisitor showed up, they came in like freaking Vietnam helicopters or something. Like, what are you doing? You never used this before now. They just wouldn't stop using them. That's why I'm glad one of them died because he tried to use it for the 50th time and it just broke and he fell to his death. I was like, yeah, bye. It made me so mad. I really disliked them because of that. Blame Dave Filoni. He ruined it. I wouldn't have had a problem with it. If they used it once or twice, I would have been like, oh, that's a cool little feature they can do. But every single time they fought in that episode, because they had 5 or 6 different freaking fights, they flew away or flew in, or they flew away or flew in. Ugh. Great episode. And it's so ironic that it happened in probably one of the greatest Star Wars episodes ever, Twilight of the Apprentice. It's crazy that it happened during the greatest episode. I used to think that it was the guy that fell, but I think it's just a similar helmet. I just don't know why it would be a completely new Inquisitor here. We've seen him at least twice, or them at least twice. It's probably not an existing Inquisitor, and I don't think it's a new Inquisitor. I feel like it's supposed to be somebody, but we'll certainly see, you know? I'm very excited for this.